Good morning and a warm welcome to one and all. As all of us know, we are here to celebrate National Sports Day. As far as sports is concerned, this year is a golden one for India. Here, I am proud to mention that India has won 7 medals in Tokyo Olympics 2021. Let's give a thought to how this became possible. The credit completely goes to the parents of these athletes who have recognized the spark in them and let them achieve their dreams. Now, this is not an easy task for Indian parents. We would have so many examples amongst us who might have given up their dreams under the pressure of academics. It's always a worry that troubles parents. Will my child fare well if I send him or her in sports? So, let me tell you, dear parents and children, you are here to seek answers to this very question in your minds. We have here stalwarts from our colony, our alumni, Miss Aparna T and Master Amritesh T, who have a big list of achievements to tell us how we could let us maintain a balance between sports and academics. Before we begin, I request our Vice Principal Sir, Shri Rajveer Tanwar, the guiding force behind these activities, to address the gathering. Sir, please.
During this pandemic situation, you all are at home and trying to learning through online courses, digital mode of learning. This is a different style. Many of you are accommodated and many of you are experienced. Now the study can be doing in any ways, and we all teachers are assuring you that we will provide you the best as we can. And I request you all to listen to the eminent speakers today, the Aparna and Amritesh. Dr. Aparna is pursuing her MD in a very famous medical college in Mumbai, and Amritesh is doing masters, after masters PhD in the USA. He is connected to all of us directly from USA, and I welcome you both. And they are doing their best in their life, and I request them to share their experiences and life skills there in the ACS2 and motivate all other our students. And I request all the students to enjoy your life, learn maximum, and just don't ever try to copy or follow. Just try to inspire and motivate yourself from others. You have a beautiful life ahead. I request both the ex-students to share their feeling and enlighten on the topic this कि खेल कूद भी जिंदगी में उतना ही ज्यादा जरूरी है जितना पढ़ाई जरूरी है। और खेलने कूदने से आज देखिए, आज हमारे देश का नाम नीरज चोपड़ा और बाकी जितने भी प्लेयर्स ने मेडल्स लिए हैं, and they have the bagged prestige for our country. And if you just see the medal tally and see that where we are the second largest populated country in the world and where we are standing in the medal tally, and we have to learn a lot, we have to work hard, and finally I say stay happy, healthy and fit. I wish you all a very happy National Sports Day. Sports is very important phase of our life. Today you just see the message of inspiration of health and sports is for our career and our life. So thank you, Style Sir, to arrange this beautiful program, and I hope that all other students will enjoy this. And over to you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your inspirational message. Before we get into the topic, holistic approach to education through sports and games, let's get to know more about our distinguished guest. The achievements of Dr. Aparna. In sports, she stood second in All India level inter-ACS table tennis tournament, and in team championship, she stood third. She participated in Maharashtra State in table tennis tournament from Raigad district and captained under 14 and under 17 team. She stood 8th in Mumbai Suburban district in under 14 category. Took part in DSO competitions in standard 6, 7, 8 and qualified for states also. During her MBBS, she was selected and represented Maharashtra University of Health and Sciences in best zone matches and reached to quarterfinals. Now about the academic part. In 10th, she scored 98.4 percentage, and in 12th, she scored 95.8 percentage. And in All India rank, in NEET examination, she got 661 rank. Topped the college in Lokmanya Tilak Municipal Medical College in final university in MBBS with distinction in all subjects. Now in All India rank in postgraduate NEET examination, scored 220. Now currently she is doing second year in MD Dermatology in KM Hospital, Mumbai. So I think that you have got a clear idea about Aparna.
Thank
And
you, sir.
I'll speak about Amritesh, Master Amritesh, yeah, Sri Amritesh, yeah, Mr. Amritesh. So he is not less. He was a part of tennis advanced coaching for 3 years, trained in Vazirani National Academy Sports for tennis for 1 year. He competed in multiple AITA level tennis tournaments and represented University of Pennsylvania in club level squash matches during PhD. And in academics, now clearly listen bacho. In 10th, he scored 96.4 percentage. In 12th, 94.6 percentage. In All India rank in JEE Advanced, he scored 987 rank. Received Maggie Scholarship to conduct research at Washington University in St. Louis. Graduated with Chemical Engineering from IIT Bombay with a minor in Engineering Physics. Secured JRE score of 331 out of 340. Currently GPA wise topper, 4 out of 4 of cohort and 5th year PhD candidate at the University of Pennsylvania with an MS in Chemical and Biomolecular Engineering. Bacho, I hope you can witness, you can hear these stalwarts in detail. Now let's over to you, Dr. Aparna.
Thank you, sir. We will start the presentation in a while now.
Sure.
Sir, can you see the screen? Sir, is the screen visible?
Yes, it's visible.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning to all the teachers and all the students present. Firstly, I would like to thank Steinman sir for giving me and Aparna this opportunity to present today and share our thoughts and experiences with all of us. And I would like to thank all the students, and I hope you all enjoy this presentation and have a good take-home message from all of this. So starting up, as sir said, Aparna is an MD doctor right now at KEM in dermatology, and I am a 5th year PhD student at the University of Pennsylvania. And we both are ACES 2 and ACES 4 alumni, and it's a pleasure for all of us to be here with all of you present, giving our thoughts and experiences on synergy of academics and sports.
Moving on to sports and academy. So sports and academics have been sports and games have been an important part of our life since our childhood. So from our childhood we have been playing down the streets, in our buildings, with our friends, with our neighbors, and we also played in multiple schools, inter-college, inter-house, inter-district matches, in the state matches. We've also represented our college teams in multiple multiple scenarios, like in the inter college teams, inter states, and western zone. So we have done it all. So while in school, we actively participated in all the competitions. We never left a single sport. We never not only stuck on to table tennis and lawn tennis. We also played basketball, we played football, we played badminton, even the chess matches, even the carom matches. We played it all. So I'm not telling you people that only representing state or district matches is important. Even taking part in the small inter-house competitions, the red house versus yellow house, blue house versus green house, it also matters a lot. You need not excel in everything, you need not win those matches, but just taking part in these simple matches is very important in your life. Also, don't consider that going down and playing with your friends kabaddi, dodgeball is something small. It is also equally important in your life. You need not excel in everything, but you have to definitely take part in it.
So moving on, I think I would like to start by addressing some of the misconceptions related to playing sports. And I think these might be things that all of you might have experienced from your parents and even from your teachers at some point, and even from your friends, your neighbors, your relatives. And you might have heard that, oh, sports is a waste of time, sports karne ki kya zarurat hai, it's after all just a distraction from academics, and it's indeed like very difficult to get a career in sports, and it's actually very difficult to juggle academics and sports, so why not just focus on academics, right? And why can't what's the need of pursuing sports actively? It's difficult to excel at academics if you do that. So these are some misconceptions that are actually built into Indian society, into our education system at this point, right? And Aparna and I would like to strongly encourage against that, and today we would like to basically present our experiences as to how sports helped us to actually do well in academics and in other extracurricular situations in life as well. So the important question is why do it, right? So why pursue sports at all? Why not just focus on academics and just leave sports altogether out of the equation? So Aparna, being a doctor, I think would be really equipped at answering this question. So she'd go ahead and list some of the health benefits related to sports.
Yeah, so moving on to the health benefits, nothing very hi-fi. You all know it. You all from your very childhood know that how sports is very important in your life. So I would just like to highlight some points which you might not know or you might know. So yeah, so moving on to the health benefits. First, we'll talk about the physical health. So sports in general affects all your systems in your body, including the cardiovascular system, the respiratory system, and the GUT, which is the gastrointestinal system. So how does it improve the cardiovascular system? So even a small sport like going down, playing with your friends just for an hour or two will improve your circulation in the body. More blood will reach to your brain, you'll be more focused, more concentrated, and more alert by mind. This will also help you study, because there's so much times that you're distracted, you feel hypoglycemic while you study, you're not able to concentrate, you go on reading the page again and again, still nothing goes into your mind. Why? Because there's less of blood circulation to your mind and your mind is tired. So regular sports activities will improve the blood circulation to whole of your body. It also increases the breathing capacity of your lungs, and in the current COVID era, it's very important that you have a very healthy and strong lungs. It also prevents recurrent episodes of constipation or diarrhea and keeps your gut strong. Muscle strength. How does sports improve your muscle strength? Repeated isomorphic and isotonic exercises will build up your muscle and keeps you fit and young, and builds your immunity in a long run. Moving on to the mental health concept. Mental health is something which not much people talk about it. Why? Because either people are shy to talk about it or people don't know about mental health. So how does sports improve your mental health? Even currently, the school going children are depressed, they are suffering from anxiety, there's so much of peer pressure. More than that, there's parents pressurizing children to pass this exam, to get so much marks, to score good marks in this unit test, final test, clear this entrance exam. And with all this stress and all this pressure, the child is so much suffering from anxiety and depression. Seeing his friends excel, he becomes very much sad that he's not able to do what his friends are able to do. So if taking part in sports will make a very big difference, because it acts as a stress buster. Taking out time for your hobbies 1 or 2 hours a day will actually create a gap, a break from a routine study schedule. It will also help you interact with your friends, know what they are doing in their life, get to know their hobbies, play with them, and it also boosts your self-esteem and confidence. Just winning that small kabaddi match with your friends makes you feel, wow, I can do something. I can also win at times. So it will always boost your self-esteem and confidence. And there is a study which shows that there are some pheromones released in your body when you pursue a sport or when you pursue your favorite hobby. This keeps you away from anxiety and depression, and also helps you compete against all this peer pressure, this pressure of your parents, of the whole society, of your schools and everything. So I would strongly suggest you to at least take out some time, a minimum time. This does not include playing on your mobile phones, huh? Please don't think that playing FIFA or GTA on your computers is also a part of sports. I mean actively taking part in sports, like going down to play something with your friends. Taking You don't waste your PT period studying, because that is the biggest sin you can do in your school. I've seen nowadays in PT periods people are taking books and studying. We used to play a lot in your PT periods. We used to beg style sir कि sir please 2 PT period लगा दो, हफ्ते में सिर्फ एक ही PT period है. So utilize your time properly. Don't become so much study oriented, because trust me, after a point in your life, you have to only study. There'll be very hardly time. There'll be few hours a day where you can actually take out for yourself. But this is your age when you can actually devote your time to sports, and don't spiral down into this depression and anxiety in such a small age of your life. So I would really recommend every one of you to just take a small sport up. You need not excel in that. You need not become Neeraj Chopra and become an Olympian champion. You can just be a champion of your building. Be you can just compete with your friends and defeat them. That will also give you a lot of confidence and boost your self-esteem.
And moving on, I think as Aparna rightly said, there are a lot of health benefits related to sports, but I think one of the things that is less talked about are the life skills that sports help you develop, right? So one of the important life skills that Aparna and I'm sure can both relate to is commitment and responsibility, right? So sports actually helps you learn these life skills which are not easily taught in the classroom. Like learning physics, chemistry, maths obviously helps you like boost your brain power, makes you more obviously intelligent. But there are these practical life skills that you can only get on the ground, playing with your friends, playing with your teammates, learning these sports. And commitment and responsibility as a part of a team, playing in a team, being committed towards a common goal, say playing a football match, just as something as small as that can actually imbibe in you these habits which actually stay on with you for the rest of your lives. And that's something I really relate back to. And even now when I'm say working with a team, working with my co-researchers on a research problem, or like studying for something, I relate back to my memories when I used to play with my friends, playing back in my PT periods with my friends, playing football, and how we used to all feel that sense of teamwork, like playing with each other, trying to contribute towards a common goal. And these small habits, these small values that you learn as a child stay with you for your entire life. And these are things that are irreplaceable in life, right? Like these are not things you will get by just sitting in your classrooms, like keeping your heads buried in your notebooks or your textbooks. These are things you'll only learn on the playground. And leadership, right? Like just captaining something as small as your local cricket team, your building cricket team, can actually imbibe in you those important values of leadership that nobody actually can teach you, right? Like these are not things that someone can, like you can just go to a teacher and say, oh, please teach me leadership skills, and they'll just teach you this. These are things you just learn with experience. And ये सारी चीजें इतनी subtle और छोटी चीजें हैं that you can't actually easily learn, right? And so these are things you learn with time. And playing sports, playing team sports are things that really help you in developing these small values that go a long way in helping you in life. Like even right now when I was interning at a company, or like even right now when I'm doing my research, I'm working with a large number of people, right? And teamwork is something that is very important. Like it's not always that you always deal with people who are very smart or people who don't do well, right? And so trying to, or like basically trying to deal with all sorts of people, right? Like even when you play cricket, right, you will always have that friend who cheats a lot, or you will always have that friend who argues a lot, or who always wants to bat. So dealing with all these different kinds of people, you actually learn to basically, you actually learn those small social skills through which you imbibe in you these values of teamwork and leadership, which help you throughout your life. And these are things that you might not actually think as very important as a child, but I'm sure like as you grow up, you guys will actually cherish these memories and cherish these values, and will learn a lot from all of this. And some of the other leadership skills that are really important are obviously sportsmanship and competition, right? So life is obviously not always just successes, or always not just a very easy going ride. So you'll obviously have like successes and failures in life. So even as a student, you'll have that difficult unit test where you probably scored very low, or you might have that actually very easy essay 2 exam which you easily aced, right? So these are things that sports helps you learn, right? In a cricket match, you don't always win, your team doesn't always win. So taking those losses in stride, and taking those losses with sportsmanship spirit, and respecting your opponents, respecting your friends, and playing with them in good sportsmanship spirit actually helps you. And so these are things that, as again I said, so these are small values that no one can actually teach you in a classroom, right? The teacher can obviously tell you, like for example, our teachers always tell us like, oh, don't get demotivated by your failures. But like actually experiencing that in sports, in the playground with your friends is something altogether different. And these small social skills really help you a long way in life. And again, resilience. Like you might have always obviously seen like all these great players being so resilient, right? Like for example, Messi, who didn't win like a national championship for a long time. He was so resilient. So these are small things that sports really helps you imbibe inside you, right? And so playing sports, playing with your friends, and again like playing for your school, playing for your college, these experiences really stick with you, and like you become very resilient even in life, in your academic life, even in your life outside of academics. And
Yeah.
so moving on. So how do we do it? How to do it?
Yeah, so how to do it? Like I know we've been talking since like the past 15 minutes, and you will be like, ठीक है, इन दोनों ने तो कर दिया, but इसे इतना आसान नहीं है. मतलब obviously parents are sitting there and saying कि सबके हाथ में नहीं होता. Like तुमको end में पढ़ाई ही करनी है. That is going to earn you money. No sports will earn you money. I know that is true, but we don't play sports to earn money, or we don't play sports because we want to become an Olympic champion. We play sports because it's our hobby. We play sports because it gives us this happiness. So how to do it? How to juggle between both sports and academic? I know everyone has this aim of cracking JEE, NEET, or multiple other competitive exams there, and you know that जब पढ़ाई करना होता है तो बहुत ज़्यादा ही पढ़ाई करना होता है इन सब एग्जाम्स के लिए. वी हैव डन इट, वी हैव बीन देयर. दीज एग्जाम्स आर डिफिकल्ट टू क्रैक, बट दैट डजंट मीन यू give up on your sports. We both have played sports till our 12th standard in our schools, and even in our college we never stopped playing sport. And so the basic concept which is very important you follow is time management. Everything circles down to just one concept, that is time management. It is simple but yet difficult to practice. So time management is very important both in your professional and your personal life. In spite that there are many days, in spite of having the whole day to yourself, you do nothing. You just end up figuring out what I will do. 1 घंटे बाद मैं ये करूंगा, 1 घंटे बाद मैं वो करूंगा, but 1 घंटे बाद you end up doing nothing because you don't have a proper schedule or calendar to follow. I know this calendar term seems very basic, seems very boring and very overrated. Is that calendar कौन follow करता है? ये सब मैं नहीं बनाती. हम जैसा जैसा दिन आता है हम वैसे वैसे करते जाते हैं. No, but that's not the thing. Even at your primary grade, you have to have a calendar, you have to have a schedule. Let me give you a small schedule for all the school students out there. Go to school. First of all, get up in the morning, go to school, come back, eat your lunch. You are obviously done with your lunch by 2:30 or 3. Take a small nap if required, or just watch a small TV show which is for half an hour. It will, soothe down your mind, will give you a small bit of relaxation. Then sit to study. Sincerely study for 2 to 3 hours. At around 6 or 6:30, you can go down to play with your friends, or go to the sports coaching classes. Play for 2 hours, then come back, freshen up, again sit to study, eat your dinner, again sit to study, and then go to sleep. So this schedule is very important. More than just making a schedule, you have to stick to it. You have to make sure that every day you follow this schedule, and on weekends you can give out more time to your pursue your hobbies, give some time to your family, and you can might as well go out. But everything has to have a schedule. The more you follow your schedule, the more successful you will be in your life. Let the schedule stick to you from your very small young age. Like, you can start following a schedule even in the 4th grade, even in your fifth grade. Make this schedule and just follow the schedule sincerely. So what just making a schedule is not important. There's something called a quality time and a quantity time. What if you give 6 hours to study every day and you don't end up getting anything into your brain? There are people who just sit and study for 6 hours, don't take out time for their sports, don't take out time to even watch TV, but nothing goes into their brain. They just flipping pages and just going on reading the lines from the top of the page to the bottom of the page, and nothing goes into their mind, and they don't score well in exams. Why? Because there's no quality time, it's just the quantity time. They, in between, they have the phone next to them, they are going on Instagram, they're going on Facebook, they have some music in their mind, they're humming some music, they're thinking about some movie dialogues. They are just wasting their time. Even if you study for 2 hours a day without having any distraction, completely focusing on your topic, it's more than enough. Similarly, it is even valid for your sports. If you're going down to play for 2 hours, go warm up, play that particular sport, come back, cool down, and just get back to your home. Don't loiter around with your friends, just chit-chatting with them, gossiping with them, going to MAFCO and eating that hot dog and samosa. We have done it all, so we know it's actually wasting time there. So main thing is, don't waste time. You may not realize it then. Going back home and regretting, अरे यार पूरा दिन निकल गया, मैंने कुछ नहीं किया, is of no use. You will just build up regret in your life and do nothing. So, and trust me, I have had a personal experience. So when I was in my 10th grade, Stylemon sir was training us for our inter-ACES competition, and he didn't want our academics to get affected, obviously. So he used to keep the practice session at morning 4:30 to 7 o'clock. I'm not joking, but it was from 4:30 to 7 o'clock. We used to get up, we used to warm up with him, have a warm-up session from 4:30 to 5. We used to play from 5 to 7. Then we used to change our clothes and then attend our school. And trust me, this way I was not missing out on my academics, because I knew I have less time as compared to my friends, because I was taking part in sports. So I used to never waste time. I used to go back, sincerely study, because I had that in my back of my mind. Oh my God, my friends have more time than me. I have to cope up in this short time. I have to study more in this short time. So I never ended up doing any time pass, because I had a strict schedule to follow. So take help of your sports teachers, take help of your school teachers who are your academic teachers. They will help you out. Don't think that everyone is against you playing a sport, or everyone is like nahi sirf padhai karna hai. No one says that. It's just in your head that, oh shit, if I take a part in sports, I will miss up on academics. So as you know, all this quote, you've already obviously heard about this quote, all work, no play makes Jack a dull boy. Don't misuse this quote. Don't अभी just because I've told this quote, don't think हाँ ठीक है पूरा दिन खेलते रहूंगा, बाद में आके पढ़ूंगा. That doesn't happen. If you don't show your sincerity in studies, then your parents will obviously discourage you from playing sport. You have to show them that yes, I am interested in studies and I am also interested in sports. You have to give them a positive vibe that I will sincerely study, let me play my sport. And no parent will say no to you. My mom is also a teacher, my father is also a scientist, and they are pro academics obviously, but they saw that we both took out time for sports and academics equally. That is when they started supporting us. Even in my 12th standard, I have not missed my sports. Even after joining MBBS, I have played sports. I still play table tennis, I still play badminton, because it keeps me fit, it keeps my mind refreshed. It actually is like a stress buster, seeing all the OPD patients day in and out, walking in wards. I get so much frustrated. Then I take out time, I go, I play table tennis, that's my sport. And then I'm like, okay, now I'm relaxed, I can get back to my studies, I can get back working. So it's important that you get back. You don't just end up playing sport and then go to sleep. It's important that you have a proper schedule. You come back to your studies, you feel fresh, you take a nice bath, you come back to your studies, you study, sincerely study. Don't use your mobile phones. Keep away from Instagram and Facebook, and sincerely give your time to your study. So I would just like to say this, that this time management is very important, because the more younger age you build this time management skills, it will be very used in your long run. I look back, so when I'm stressed in my day, I look back, to my school days, when I actually had so much things juggling in my mind. ये भी करना है, डांस भी करना है, पढ़ाई भी करना है, स्पोर्ट्स भी करना है, but I was so much scheduled and oriented in my childhood that helps me now also. I'm confident I will be able to do it. I have been able to do it back then, I will be able to do it now also. So in short, I would like to say, make a schedule, make a calendar, stick to it, don't do time pass. This is the time when you are young, you can actually do so much. Now in my 25, I'm like 24, I feel that shit, I could have played so many sports back then. I could have tried karate, I could have tried maybe football, I could have done more of swimming. I miss those days, and I think that this is the time when you actually try out everything you have. And trust me, the colony you are living has everything. Shifting out of colony, I realized that there are many students who don't have the opportunity to play so many sports like you people can do. You have a swimming pool, you have you have badminton courts, you have table tennis courts, you have so many basketball courts, you have so many grounds. Utilize it. Don't stick to your mobiles and play those FIFA and GTA Vice City. They are good for nothing. They'll just increase your eye power and decrease your visual activity. That's it. So utilize whatever you have in your colony. There's no colony like this outside. Just stepping out of colony, you will realize that it's just traffic and traffic outside our colony. There are no open grounds to play. Utilize your colony, utilize your advice by your teachers, parents, friends, and just don't waste your time. Amrutish, your mic is mute.
And I would like to just second what she just said. It's very important to make a schedule, follow it, and I think the best way to do it is like take the help of your teachers, your parents, and make a schedule on your own. Like make a schedule with their help, but make it on your own so that you basically know what you're capable of, right? So make a schedule that you're capable of following, and just stick it on the door of your house or the door of your room. And make sure that you're following it every day. Tell your parents, tell your teachers to make you follow it, so that they might start as when you're young, they might start imposing it on you, but later on in life, you yourself would impose it on yourself, and so you would be so good at following it that you won't actually need one. So you would actually make schedules on your own, and you would be following it on your own. So this way you have to like build a habit at a very young age, and I think you guys are at the right age where you can build these healthy habits and you can carry them forward in your life. And I'm sure that you will more than anything, you will enjoy doing this. And I hope that you're like we both of us obviously acknowledge that this is a very personal thing. Like this particular thing obviously worked for us. This particular combination of juggling academics and sports worked for us, and it might be different for everybody. But you have to actively try to pursue sports and try to find that right combination. All of you have to use the resources around you, utilize everything, all these support systems around you, your teachers, your parents, and try to find that mix, the correct mix as to what sport I want to pursue, how much time I want to devote to my academics, and so on, and be able to find a very healthy balance and healthy lifestyle for ourselves. And lastly, we would just say that have fun playing sports, go out on the grounds, play with your friends in the PT periods, play on the streets, because as Aparna said, like looking back, these are the memories that first come into our minds when we think about school. These are the memories that we cherish. Those are the friendships that we still cherish till date, and those are the friends we are still in touch with. So sports is like a wonderful thing. It helps you all around, and it's not just what people try to portray it as. It's much more than that. So you have to experience it. You have to definitely experience it, and we would encourage all of you to do that and have the best childhood days. And we would like to say all the best for everything that you do in life, and just be positive and be thankful for everything that you have. And we would like to at the end, we would like to thank Stylmon sir again for giving us this opportunity, and thank all the teachers that we have had who encouraged us to pursue academics and sports and never discouraged us from doing any, and always for a very strong support system for us, including our parents who obviously, as Aparna mentioned, was really encouraging towards all of this. And with that, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, students. And we'll be happy to take any questions if you have any. Thanks.
Children, if you have got any queries, one by one you can ask.
Sir, I play football. Can you suggest some good diet?
Yeah, so I would take up this question. Surya, so what's your age? You might be what's your age, Surya?
Teacher, my age is 10 years. My age is 10 years.
Yeah, so you're 10 and you play football. That's very good. I'm proud that you play football. See, at this current young age which you are, I would not recommend you to go on some strict diet regimes which are shown on those internets. Totally against that, because this is your age when your brain is developing, your brain is still growing, your neurons are still growing, your body is still growing. Don't follow any diet regime shown on the net, obviously, but yeah, you should have equal amount of protein, fats and carbohydrate currently in your diet. Don't go for more of junk that will not build your stamina, that will just put on more of belly, like fat belly to you. I would suggest you can eat more of proteins. Like proteins come in all those pulses, dal, moong, chana, and if you're a non-veg you can consume more of chicken and eggs. Trust me, everyone should have at least, if you're a non-veg, 2 eggs per day. That builds up your immunity a lot and prevents you from getting all those illnesses, that recurrent flu and cold. Eat less of fat currently. Don't eat those french fries and cake. 1 or 2 per week is okay. Everyone is right to have a cheat day, but go for more of proteins per day. That will increase your stamina and help build muscles which are required for football.
Ma'am, I am Ashutosh Gupta. I have referred to play cricket. So I got to.
Ashutosh, I think Dr. Aparna have told a common regime for all.
Yeah, that regime goes for everyone, not only for football.
Ma'am,
Every sport has the same regime.
ma'am, I'm Rudransh Sharma. I like cycling, but could you suggest a time for which I can cycle?
Pardon? What? Cycling? Yeah. Cycling is a very good sport. I would totally agree on cycling. You can actually see, obviously, after coming from school in the afternoon, you can't cycle. It is very hot out there. You can cycle just before your dinner, maybe at night around 8 to 9. Till then, you can give time to your studies. You can sincerely study and then take permission from your parents and go out in the evening around 7:30. Cycle for an hour. You have such a beautiful place in the colony where you can cycle for easily for 2 to 3 kilometers and then come back home, freshen up and get back to your study.
Hello, I am Vedant Anand Bhosle. Before lockdown, I was like 27 kgs, but now I have increased the log like 40, 42.
Yeah, I can go ahead and address that. So, Vedant, I understand that, yeah, it's obviously a very common thing. I think a lot of people gained a lot of weight when during lockdown, but hopefully as things open up, you can obviously take up any sport, and it would be a very good way to lose your weight. I think one of the best things to do is not eat junk, right? Like not eating junk is the best way to lose weight. So obviously your body is like a system, right? Like the amount of energy that you put into food has to be lost through the exercise that you do during the day. So if you stop eating junk, you will put in less of the calories into your body, and if you play a sport regularly, you will obviously lose that weight very easily. So try to do some exercise, try to do some cardio. You can go for a jog in the colony, you can run, you can probably play a physical sport like football or cricket or basketball, and that will really help you lose that weight. So just try to maintain a very good schedule for your exercising or your playing your sport, and also try to sleep on time and wake up on time. Having a healthy sleep schedule really helps you lose extra weight. So do those two things, and I hope you are able to get to the weight that you want.
I would add on to this, Vedant. So basically, you should make a proper schedule in which you are keeping a track of whatever you're eating. Make sure calorie intake is according to your age. You will get those calorie intake chart in net. Make sure you follow that calorie intake. If you're not able to go out, like your parents are strict, because I know this is COVID era and no one will want you to go out and play with your friends. There are multiple videos out there in YouTube showing all this high intensity training, exercise videos. Follow them. They are only hardly for half an hour or 1 hour. put that on your net rather than watching all those movies. You can take out time and watch those exercise videos and then just imitate them, and you trust me, you will start losing weight. Don't have very high goals like losing 6 to 7 kilos per month. You can start it with 2 to 3 kilos per month, and in the next 6 months you will be back to your shape.
Ma'am, my name is Shivani and I play lawn tennis. Can you give me a schedule or timetable by which I can follow and it will benefit my academics and game both?
Juggling lawn tennis and sport academics is concerned, like again, like it's the same recipe, like try to have a good schedule. So I particularly like played lawn tennis in the morning because that really suited me. So I would play lawn tennis before school because we had our advanced coaching timings around then. So I would generally play early in the morning and then come over to school. So that really helped me because I had a very good sleep schedule and I was able to wake up early in the morning. And after I played sport, I was fresh in the morning, so I was able to concentrate well in school. And then that basically kept me going throughout the day. So you can obviously do that, but obviously in COVID era, and I don't know what the rules for playing lawn tennis right now are present in Anushakti Nagar, but the idea is simple. You just want to basically be able to devote enough time for both your academics and sports. So basically just create a good schedule so that you're doing it weekly. And I think especially for lawn tennis, what really helped me was playing on the same particular sets of day each week instead of having a very random schedule. So I had particular sets of day which were assigned to lawn tennis in particular sets of time, and I maintained that and I played lawn tennis during those times. And same goes for your academics, and doing that on a timely basis really helped me.
Excuse me, sir. This is Mayuri. Yes, I was asking that I'm interested in actually everything, like drawing, then dancing, then reading books. I mean, then sports, then badminton, everything. But actually, I lack time, so I'm not able to follow a particular timetable. So, can you suggest how am I supposed to just adjust with the time?
I also have been doing like everything, whatever you mentioned, I should do everything of that. You need not do everything every day, but study should be present every day. That is something like a basic requirement. Like you eat every day, you take bath every day, you should study every day. I am very much pro academics, so I would suggest you study every day. Take out 2 days per week for your sport, whatever sport you want to play, 2 days per week for your dance, and rest you can paint in the night before you sleep because that's obviously relaxing, and that way you can divide your hobbies totally in a week, but the background should be sleep, eat, going to school and study. That should be constant every day. And every day if you're taking out 2 hours of your day, you can split it like 1 day sport, 1 day dance, 1 day drawing, 1 day music. Split it that way. Obviously you can't excel in everything, you can just take part in everything, but if you plan to excel in like one particular sport, unfortunately you have to compromise on the other.
Adding on to that, I would just like to say that even though if you're not able to follow a particular schedule initially, don't give up on that. Just be resilient, keep doing it, and with time you'll be able to do it. Like ask your parents for help, tell them that they make sure that you follow a particular schedule. Make a schedule for yourself, stick it on in your house on some door, and tell your parents to make sure that you follow it, so that they keep reminding you, you have your time is over for doing so and so, you should start studying, or like enough of studying, or you should probably go out and like relax a little or play. And so like take their help, take their support, and I'm sure like with time, with practice, you will be able to stick to a schedule, and that will become a persistent habit.
Thank you, sir, thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, I am Rajdeep. I have a doubt that before this pandemic, I have a very good skill of running, and I also got first prize in running at sports of the school. But after the pandemic, my running skill got slow and I cannot run so fast. What will I do to bring my running skill good?
Sissy, like you were good at running initially, as you told, that is because you used to train a lot initially before the COVID era, and your muscle strength goes on adding up. The muscle strength goes on building up, and your muscle is more strong. The blood circulation to the muscle is more. That's why you were quick back then, because you had a long rest period in the COVID. What happens is your muscle starts becoming sore. It relaxes. The power of the muscle goes down, and that's why you are not able to run like you used to run before. That is very normal. Nothing to get depressed about it, nothing to get sad about it. And because you have a muscle memory, your muscle were strong back then, you are surely going to go get back where you were initially, but it will take time. You need to practice it out daily. Make sure you take out half an hour to 1 hour daily. Start running every day. Do a bit of warm-up exercises, because you can't just start running. It will create a lot of cramps because of the accumulation of lactic acid. Do a basic warm-up. Start running every day. Start from 1 kilometer. Slowly increase 200 meters every day till you reach 5 kilometers. You can so by doing a step ladder approach, you can reach where you were. Don't give up. Don't feel like, oh shit, I'm not able to do it now, let it go, I can't do it. It's not like that. It was you only, you were doing it initially, so you will only do it again. Don't lose hope. You will get back there. You are young now. Your muscle is not atrophied or not. There's no aging in that muscle currently. So you need not worry about it. You will get back there. Make sure you sincerely run every day to get back where you were.
Ma'am, what should we do to increase our height?
So height is something which is genetic. It's totally hormone based and genetic based. There's no exercise in particular which will increase your height. You will have your height shoot up when you will reach your puberty or when your hormones are at your peak. So this is a misconception that if you use those bars and all, you will increase your height, because that is totally hormonal and genetic. Obviously, doing more of gymming at a very young age prevents your growth, because it starts bulking up your muscles and it doesn't lengthen your muscles. So I would vote strongly against going to gyms at a very young age. Just because you see all those people in Instagram doing bodybuilding, that doesn't mean you also start doing that. It's your age where you have to increase your stamina, you have to run on roads, you have to not go to gyms. So strongly against going gyms. That will obviously prevent growth of your height, but there is no particular exercise which will increase your height. Maybe you can increase your calcium intake, drink everyday milk, which I know every parent gives. Don't say no to it, and just keep yourself fit. Height is something you will gain when you have to gain it.
I also have a question.
Sure, sir.
Yes.
This question I'm asking from my student side. They have not yet asked me. Actually, first I will ask you, when you are studying in our school, at that time also you like all vegetables, Karela, Loki, and these vegetables, you liked it? Did you like that?
No, sir.
The problem is the students are not habit of taking good healthy food.
Yes,
They actually really hate vegetables. So will you speak on such things and inspire students to eat healthy foods and drink plenty of water?
So I would strongly recommend everyone to have a healthy diet. So I know we've also gone through that phase. We also used to hate all those green leafy vegetables, all those colorful vegetables, and we also like going to Kamet and Mafco and eat all those junk food only. But in a long run, now when I look back, I see, had I had a more healthy lifestyle, it would not have been so difficult to build that stamina in us. Because see, all those all about the vitamins and the minerals. There's so many vitamins and minerals which you can't just get by eating those multivitamin tablets. Anything in its natural source is best more than its synthetic form. So everyone should, it's a must to eat at least different vegetables in a day. In your lunch and in your dinner, you should have one curry which is of one particular made of one particular vegetable, and at night about a different vegetable. Make sure if you're a non-veg, you eat eggs every day. You drink a lot of water. That will keep you hydrated and improve your circulation. At least a minimum intake of 3 to 4 liters of water should be there every day. Because if you are going into sports, you will dehydrate more. Your energy loss is so much that the water goes out of your body. Make sure you replace it properly, because and you have to actually have a background calculation that you drink around 3 to 4 liters per day and you urinate equally. You should not control your urine because just because you're in your classroom or something like that. It's very important to have that circulation of intake and output regularly. And when it comes to vegetables, every vegetable is healthy out there. Every leafy vegetable, all those colorful vegetables like beetroot, tomatoes, and everything is very much important. Eat a lot of fruits every day. Make sure your bowl has at least 2 fruits every day, including bananas, grapes, apple, orange. You can have anything, but you should have at least 2 fruit every day and 2 vegetable every day and 4 liter of water. Make sure you have this 2 to 4 ka regime in your daily activity. 2 vegetable, 2 fruit, and 4 liters of water every day. From now on, if you're not been doing this, from now on start doing it.
When there was no COVID pandemic, I was very good on football classes. I go football classes every day, and then I got a prize in the football classes. And when the COVID pandemic starts, I cannot practice football. I cannot go to the field to practice football.
Yeah, Surya, hopefully with time, hopefully things get better with COVID and things open up. But I would encourage you that you remain fit at home. You watch all the YouTube videos that Aparna was talking about earlier, and you stay fit so that whenever things open up, you are in shape and that you can still be good at football and you don't take that initial period of time to actually get back to your best. So fingers crossed. Obviously, we hope that things open up and you are able to play football in the ground with your friends. But meanwhile, I will encourage you to be fit, eat healthy, and exercise at home so that you remain in shape for playing good football in the future.
Style sir is always connected with you, and all the students are having direct approach, so they can post a question directly on the WhatsApp group, and Style sir is always with you. Whatever the practice rules and diet plan, anything you want, you can ask personally directly to Style sir with WhatsApp group, and we will have some more activities in sports. I think Style sir, you can wind up this, and if any important question is there, then you can take it up.
Children, if you have got any further doubt or you do not remember it now, you can post it later to my WhatsApp, and I'll forward it to Dr. Aparna and Amritesh, and I'll get the answer. Don't worry about that. And if you have got any doubt in future also, please keep in touch with me. Any doubt you can ask me anytime in WhatsApp. Brings an end to today's session. Let this be a beginning of an attempt to carry on the passion in you in spite of the commitments that you are bound to fulfill. Remember, nothing is impossible. The sky is the limit. With this, I take this opportunity to express my heartfelt gratitude to dear Principal Sir Sri B. Venganna in absentia for standing beside me as a pillar of support always. I thank Vice Principal Sir Sri Rajvi Tanwar. Without his support, such an event would not have been materialized. Thanks are due to our guiding coach, Mrs. Padmalata ma'am, our headmistress, who has always been there to offer support when needed. A big thank you to my colleague, Mrs. N. Rajeshwari, for her support and encouragement for the success of this team. I thank the entire teaching and non-teaching staff of our ACS2 family. Thank you, dear Aparna and Amritesh, for taking time out from your busy schedule and inspiring our little wonder. I am sure they have learned lesson for life. A special thanks to your parents, Swami sir and Uma teacher, for being instrumental in your growth and also cooperating with us to arrange this session. Last but not least, I express my gratitude to each and every parent who has taken out on a Sunday morning along with their children to witness and patiently listening to all that we had in store for them. Thank you everyone. Have a great day ahead.